Hey, thanks for reaching out. So I'm going to make this as quick as possible to give you some tips. So from the making of this video, I'm assuming that you've got a lot of expertise in particular parts of outreach marketing and things like that. So if you needed more on that, I can help you track that down. But here's how you find information on like your target audience, strategies that other people are using, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to Step one, go to the site, see what they're talking about, see what they're actually reinforcing. Step two, go onto the web. This is probably something you've already done, but I'll show you a couple of tips that you might not know about. Step three, finding evidence in scholarship. There's evidence-based things that you can cite, and it's also strategies that have been documented. And then more on finding specifics to this particular niche of non-government organization, and then a bonus round, a book about how to run your own. Okay, first one. Step one, cruise through their website, and you could even like cut and paste this into an AI and say, hey, what are the main themes that it's going on? But what we're looking for is keywords. What do they do? This is something that you may have already taken notes on, but we've got government organizations that fund this. We've got social work interventions. We've got insurance interventions, maybe the criminal justice system, and they all have common phrases. So we're looking for things, like substance abuse. So I did that. I gathered a few here. I gathered a few here. Who's this for? Looked for other things in local media. And so like peer-driven communities, some of the things they came up with, and I went and tested those keywords. So what I came up with was residential program, residential treatment program, and other keywords that I'll send to you in the email. Okay, step two. Since I have residential treatment program, if I go to Google, I could look up residential treatment programs. I did this, and it's like, are you having a hard time? Can we recommend an intervention for you? And I'm like, no, thank you. I'm a librarian. So instead of just looking up residential treatment program, you can put a keyword in front of it and a colon, and this will look in Google for everything marketing. This will make sense in just a second. I'm going to skip the AI. And here you're going to see articles. So there's marketing strategies for people with eating disorders, or there's American Addiction Centers, or here's another article. So if you find an article, for example, marketing residential treatment programs, a call for transparency, you would just go to the library homepage, put a couple of quotes in there, put the title in between the quotes so it looks for that whole string, and there should be one article. So you can get the full text of the article, okay? If you ever run stuck on that, let me know, and I'll help you track that down. And there's the get the PDF. Okay, going back, you can also switch that keyword from marketing to things like target audience, what's another one that I did? Oh, that's another one that I did. So you can think of other things. So you could do like social media, specific things like TikTok or Reels or anything like that. Print campaigns. Ooh, that might be good. Ooh, billboard. I remember there was this billboard campaign a few years ago that showed somebody just like crying. And I was just like, oh, I want to give them money. So it depends on your medium that you're interested in. But you can see examples all over the place. Isn't that cool? Okay, step three. Let's go to the library catalog. I'm going to close some windows. Here's hoping the video works out so I don't have to remake it. From the library homepage, make sure that you're logged in so you have full text access. Go to advanced catalog search. And then in a very basic start, there's like 100 million things in here. So we want to do things like a generic start, nonprofit. And then when I search for that, it's going to give me everything that has the word nonprofit in it, or whatever's in between the quotes. Or I can do everything in the title and everything in the last 2 years And then I can add key. Well, let's see how many we get with that. Hey, that narrowed it down to 40,000. And then what we can do is put in the second line, marketing or advertising or public relations. So what that means is out of these 40,000, it's going to find everything that has nonprofit and then these words in there. Fingers crossed. Hey, 345. Public relations strategies for nonprofit organizations. Hey, that's pretty cool. If you can't get full text for any of these, let me know. But you should have full text access to all of these. You could also do nonprofit or NGO. You could also say, I want this to be in the title too. If you wanted to narrow it, ultra narrow it down. Engaging local media. If you wanted to go to scholarly articles only, you can do that. Hey, emotional appeal. I was just talking about that. Somebody crying and I wanted to help them. And I had no idea what the billboard was about because I was driving 75 miles an hour. So there's some evidence you can use. By the way, if you have to cite anything, there's citation generators in most of these, depending on the style that you have to do. Okay, what if you want to look up specific things about this industry? So not just anything nonprofit, but I want to look up residential programs and things like that. Well, what you would do, and I'll send you all these keywords, you can put in all of these alternate keywords and then keep the marketing or advertising, and you could do the same search. Hey, there's only 7, but you can see what's going on. Senate Finance Committee. my brain is crumbling before the Thanksgiving break. But wait, there's more. Take away the marketing angle and go to material type books. Let's see if this is what I did. And you can see if anyone wrote a book about this. And typically what people will do when they write a book is they will have something. I mean, this one looks pretty good. The therapeutic community, research and practice. So what you could do is instead of looking at the advertising and the intended audience, you could look at the core of what's going on or what's expected. So if this is like a textbook, we can go into this, go into the table of contents. Let me zoom in for you so you can see, and you can see what people are talking about, what the experience is like. So here's where you could maybe get firsthand primary sources like quotes of like somebody saying, this saved my life and I couldn't afford it and insurance wouldn't pay for it. Or there's networks that work together, or there's specific treatment things, and here's practice. So you could even just read the table of contents and kind of get a gist of what was going on. Or if there was something in particular that you wanted to look at, there was a program called CoolMine. That's cool. Okay, I think I covered everything I was looking for. You should expect to have full text access to everything. If you don't, just remember from the library homepage to log in here. Use Google Scholar. If you find an article that you like, come back here and search for it in quotes. Use the tools that you're familiar with in cooperation with Seeking Evidence here. And you should be able to build a pretty good framework for a campaign in a short amount of time that's evidence-based and value-added and legitimately, authoritatively written by like a real person instead of like an AI, if you get in trouble with faculty for something like that. Good luck and happy holiday.